everybody, and welcome to Wednesday, September 29th. Reminders for today. Today's all periods. Your 6-week grades have been finalized, and all assignments are closed. Okay, so getting into it today. Today we have our 30-day writing challenge, day 22. I will be conducting a binder check, and we will be continuing on with our Other Side of the Sky character analysis, part 1 and 2. My 3-4, you haven't done part 1 yet. I will be getting into it today on how to do it, okay? What is going to be due to me in class on Friday is your Steel Sheet and your The Other Side of the Sky character analysis, part 1 and 2. And we'll talk about that little pack in just a moment. Okay, today you are working on your 30-day writing challenge, day 22. You're going to create an academic and personal goal for yourself for the next 2 weeks. We touched up on our last academic goal that our 30-day writing challenge had us do. This time we are creating a new one and kind of reflecting on our old one. You're going to tell us what the goals are and 2 steps that you will complete to reach those goals. Then I had you guys begin to analyze The Other Side of the Sky. I wanted you guys to be able to work just a little bit more with our text, to be able to talk a little bit more about Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali, okay? So in order for us to begin talking about these characters, we're going to break it apart in our analysis of a literary character in The Other Side of the Sky, okay? And I know that might sound like a lot. Don't worry, we're going to break down The Other Side of the Sky. So step 1, your writing task and your prompt. You're going to go ahead, I'm going to use period 1's Google Classroom for this. You're going to go ahead and go down to semester 1, Study Sync in Pursuit, of course. You're going to go down to The Other Side of the Sky characterization packet, okay? In this packet, you will find our characterization work for The Other Side of the Sky. These packets will be due in class on Friday, October 1st, okay? If you are absent, you need to turn these electronically. Email me your finished copies. There's a daily video for basically all this week. So last video, I went over Steel, how to complete it, how to do it in Kami, how to attach it for this class, okay? That's what's due. Additionally, the characterization packet, you can make a copy of this and submit it, turn it in as a file as well on Google Classroom if you are out. Okay, so let's go over this. We're going to go over part 1, and my next video tomorrow I will go over part 2 because it's a lot. So writing task. Okay, we understand characters in literature by paying attention to what they say, what they do, and how other characters react to them. The author of a story will help us understand a character by describing how that character reacts in certain situations. After reading the excerpt from The Other Side of the Sky, I want you to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali's personality characteristics. What adjectives would you choose to describe the character? What information from the excerpt supports the use of those adjectives? Okay? So we're going to be talking about Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali. In your writing prompt, in a thesis statement, so many of you have not practiced thesis statements. We will be practicing thesis statements today or this week. Use adjectives to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali's character in the excerpt from The Other Side of the Sky. Use quotations, details, and examples from the text to support your selection of adjectives. Okay, step 1. Read/annotate the writing prompt and complete the do-what chart. You guys are familiar with how to complete do-what charts. In the do section will always go verbs, okay? The verbs are always here. They're what you need to do. What's the first thing you need to do? So let's read over the writing prompt again. In a thesis statement, use adjectives to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali's character in the excerpt from The Other Side of the Sky. First sentence. The very first verb in a thesis statement, use. This is what you have to do. This is the verb. You have to use. What do you have to use? Well, you have to use adjectives to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali. I wrote it out as initials just so that you guys understand that. Okay, that's the first one. In class, what I will normally do is I will normally highlight these for you guys so you guys know, oh, this is my verb, or I'll circle it and then I will underline the other section of it too. Okay. All right. Let's look for the next verb. In a thesis, use adjectives to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali's characters from the excerpt The Other Side of the Sky. There it is. There's the same one, folks. Use. Quotations, details, and examples from the text to support your selection of adjectives. You're going to go, again, use. You're going to put right here. Oops. quotations, details, and examples, okay, from the text to support your selection of adjectives. I have some people who will argue as well that additional verbs may include analyze, because you're going to analyze Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali. I also have some people argue that even support are additional verbs because you need to support your selection of adjectives. Okay, but for the minimum, I'm looking for these U's right here. Right? Okay, so that's what you're going to do for the do what chart. If you need to go back, just go back a couple seconds and pause it. I'm going to move on to step 2 and then lastly into step 3, and then I will cut this video here and you guys will watch the rest for step 5, or step 4 and 5. Okay, step 2. Read and annotate the excerpt The Other Side of the Sky. You guys already did that. I had you do it. Not as a group and individually, okay? I had you guys read The Other Side of the Sky. We read it on StudySync, and I have a copy here for you, of course. And then I had you guys actually annotate the story itself on Kami. So you guys did these 7 highlights for The Other Side of the Sky. So you already got most. You've got most of step 2 done. Yay. Now you're going to go ahead and highlight and annotate in your Steele page. So you're going to go back to that Steele page. Remember, we did it in class. Mr. Nellis can find it. There it is. You're going to go back to this Steele page that you have filled out in class or electronically, and you are going to highlight and annotate on your actual notes. I want you to highlight what does Farah and Ghulam Ali say in yellow. Well, for Farah, we don't really spend too much time in her head, or we spend majority of the time in her head. I apologize. We don't hear her speak out loud. So from these 2 bubbles, what I had you guys do is I had you guys just find and annotate and highlight the most important quote that you could pull from the text. Something that really shows Farah or Ghulam's characteristics, okay? That was the first thing I had you do. Then, what does Farah and Ghulam Ali do? What do they do? Okay, these are their actions. What is the most important action that they do? For Ghulam Ali, this may be the fact that Ghulam Ali saved Farah, right? He went out of his way to take this stranger in. That might be his most important action. For Farah, her most important action might be having this faith and this hope in a complete stranger, okay? So that is that action. So you're going to highlight that in green. Just the most important one to you or whatever you've written down. Make sure you annotate it on the side. Lastly, how do others react to Farah or Ghulam Ali in pink? Same thing, you're going to do that, but with their effects. What are their effects on other people, okay? Then, step 3, I want you to create a list of at least 5 adjectives that describe Farah Ahmadi or Ghulam Ali's character. Then define each adjective, okay? In class, I did this with my period 3-4, but I had them write down those 5 characteristics that really represent Farah. If you're struggling to find characteristics, I have a whole sheet right here for you guys, okay? So I'm helping you guys out, I promise. Oops. Alright, like able, active, adventurous, etc. So I have these for you. Then, okay, you're just supposed to pick 5. So for Farah, I picked kind, hopeful, compassionate, loyal, and caring. Okay, these are some words that can describe Farah, right? So, for example, I'm just going to work on number 2, hopeful. We're going to go ahead and go to actually Google, and we're going to define the word. So I'm going to type in hopeful definition. Okay, hopeful is feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event, okay? A hopeful sign is how they use it. A feeling or inspiring of a future event. So I'm going to put down that definition straight there. Mr. Nellis is just copying it just for now so that you guys can see what I want you to do. Please type it out. Work on your typing skills, of course. But feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event. That is a definition for hopeful. You're going to do that for all 5 of them, okay? That's just step 3. I just want you to create a list and define them using Google or any dictionary. Okay, so that's what we did for today. All of my classes are at slightly different places, so don't worry. If you're a little confused or you're not quite sure, don't worry. I will have further videos explaining this, breaking this down as well, okay? But I do also have in my presentation each step again, where we read it, we completed the do what chart, remember right here. And then I had you guys steal your TOSOs. Remember, use your steal sheet. You're going to annotate the following. We did that step. Then I had you read step 3, list the 5 adjectives, define the adjectives. Okay, you may use the character trait on the back. I have all of this for you so you guys can go back and find them if you need to. Alright guys, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me before or after school. Send me an email and I'll help you guys out. Other than that, I'll see you guys in class.